Though Martha Graham famously dubbed Paul Taylor the naughty boy of modern dance, Taylor has never set out to shock or alienate. At the outset of his career, Taylor experimented with the limits of the medium, most famously in his motionless dance set to John Cage's silent piece of music. And as PBS's American Master Series has noted, excited by the experimental arts of the time, Taylor became friends and collaborators with the painters Robert Rauschenberg and Jasper Johns. Taylor shared their desire to bring the vernacular into high art. Indeed, he has realized that desire time and again, inventing a new language of movement that blends the gestures of the street with the grandeur of classical compositions. The sheer range and variety of Taylor's 134 dances is staggering, quite apart from the fact that there are 134 of them. The only way to classify Taylor's work is to acknowledge that it cannot be classified. In Taylor's words, modern dance is a license to do what I feel is worth doing, without somebody saying that I can't do it because it doesn't fit into a category. In airs, for example, male and female dancers clad in blue perform what seems to be a ritual courtly dance. In Cloven Kingdom, dancers explore the evolution of the shimmy in European and African musical forms as subversive percussion insinuates itself into the score. Male dancers in tuxes and tails, dancing as quadrupeds, explore the evolution of the human species in a way that manages to be both beautiful and hilarious at once. In Oriole, Orbs, and tonight's Brandenburgs, Taylor uses modern dance as a way to reinterpret the works of Handel, Beethoven, and Bach. In Big Bertha, he explores the dark theme of incest through the world of the circus. In Company B, he offers a meditation on the Second World War to the music of the Andrews Sisters. And in Promethean Fire, an incendiary work composed when Taylor was a volatile young thing of 72, the dance seems to set the stage aflame with motion. Taylor's experiments with form are as notable as his variety of content. In Polaris, for example, 2 teams of dancers, 5 to a group, perform the same dance in succession. Every movement in the second half of the composition is identical to every movement in the first. However, the lighting and the music in the second half are dramatically different from the first. It's the same dance, yes, but the difference is that of night and day. Every movement that seemed tentative, exploratory, and inviting in the first half seems sinister and menacing in the second, only because of the darkness of the stage and the ominous staccato tones of Donald York's score. And yet Polaris is not a dry, formal exercise. It is instead a powerfully emotional piece, an exploration of the parameters of our responses to art. At times, Taylor crafts his explorations in ethereal dreamscapes, evoking something just beyond our conscious perception. At other times, in a work like Piazzolla Caldera, which closes tonight's program, Taylor explores the raw sensuality of the human form. Or, more precisely, as Taylor said while choreographing the piece, it's not about love so much as physical sex. Born in Pittsburgh in 1930, Taylor moved to the Washington, D.C. area as a boy. Athletically gifted and interested in painting, he originally enrolled in college to pursue painting and competed on the Syracuse swim team, but soon found dance, his true calling. After studying at Juilliard, he danced with all of the major figures of modern dance, including Martha Graham and Merce Cunningham, and before long had joined them as a modern master of this distinctively American form. His meteoric rise after such a late start was propelled largely by his own work as a dancer. In the solo from the 1962 composition Aureole, for instance, he reveals an evocative physical power that seems to be an expression of effortless grace. As Newsweek critic Laura Shapiro has written, "Short course in modern dance. In the beginning, there was Martha Graham, who changed the face of an art form and discovered a new world. Then there was Merce Cunningham, who stripped away the externals and showed us the heart of movement. And then there was Paul Taylor, who let the sun shine in." Taylor's creative world isn't always so sunny, as illustrated in works like Big Bertha and Last Look. New York Times critic Jennifer Dunning notes that no one in dance is quite so cheerfully diabolical. Yet the key to the lasting power of Taylor choreography may lie in its intensity, simplicity, and above all, musicality. Here's how he describes the inspiration for the sublimely pedestrian Esplanade. "There was this girl running for a bus. That was just something I saw before I started working on Esplanade, and I thought the running looked so pretty. And if it was framed and set in a theatrical setting, people could appreciate that when they saw the real thing." In his essay, Why I Make Dances, Taylor writes, "I make dances because I can't help it. Working on dances has become a way of life, an addiction that at times resembles a fatal disease. Even so, I have no intention of kicking the habit." Over 5 decades, Taylor has forged a distinctive hybrid of habit and experiment, a blending of nature and artifice. He writes, "Stylized lies, novelistic truths for the stage, are what the medium demands. I love tinkering with natural gesture and pedestrian movement to make them read from a distance and be recognizable as a revealing language that we all have in common. Of particular interest is the amorous coupling of men and women, as well as other variations on this subject. In short, the remarkable range of our human condition."